In this video, the exact steps I plan on following to help me to lose 16 kilos in 16 weeks for an upcoming trip. The last tip I'm going to be sharing with you guys is going to be super useful, so stay to the end so you can see exactly what that is. And honestly guys, make sure you apply these tips because they are going to work. And to give you an example, here's what I was able to achieve using these exact same tips. So here's an image of me following the exact same tips and strategies I'm going to be sharing with you guys in this video. So this was actually after losing about 45 pounds. I think it's just over 20 kilos I lost following these tips, and obviously I'm trying to lose 16 in 16 weeks, so hopefully it's not as difficult trying to get back to this, but this is the kind of level I'm trying to get to, and I'm going to be sharing exactly what I'm going to be doing to achieve it. So let's get right into it. So where to start? There's 3 key areas we need to look at when it comes to trying to achieve a body transformation that can actually be sustainable. So nutrition is obviously one, time management, and the method I like to use is called the anti-diet method. We're not going to be trying to focus on dieting, but trying to take an approach that focus on lifestyle changes. So you're not going to feel like you're on a diet, and it makes it very easy to sustain. Let's get right into it then. Let's go. Okay, there's a couple of things you really need to know when it comes to trying to achieve a transformation. You cannot outtrain a bad diet. I don't care whatever you say, you can't outtrain a bad diet. It doesn't matter if you're exercising 2 times a day, 7 days a week. If your nutrition is poor, you're just not going to be able to see any changes. And it's to the point, this is how important nutrition is. If you fix your nutrition, you literally can lose a crazy amount of weight without ever exercising. Obviously, you want to exercise because it's got many benefits to it, but you don't literally need to be fixing nutrition. Exercise is basically icing on the cake, like I mentioned here, because essentially it's going to help you tone up, help you see those changes, and so on. So the first big thing you need to do, I would pause the video right now and go and do this, is go online and type in calorie calculator, see if you can find one similar to this, and essentially put in your age, your gender, your height, your weight, and your level of activity. What's going to happen is it's then going to give you a calorie goal that you should be trying to aim for. Obviously, this isn't going to be super accurate because it's very generic in terms of numbers going to be given you, but you want to be using this as guidelines in terms of hitting the daily calorie goal, because you need some kind of daily calorie goal, because if you're not hitting some kind of nutritional intake, you're guessing, you're in a room in the dark, right? And then if you're just aiming for random calories, you're not going to be in that calorie deficit, and you're not going to lose as much weight as you want to. One of the things it's going to ask you is how much weight you plan on losing, or it's going to give you calorie goals depending on how much weight you want to lose per week. So the approach I'm taking is I am going to be going quite hard from the start, guys, because it's only 16 weeks, so I can't be messing around. But if you're someone who's looking for a more sustainable transformation, maybe go for like ½ pound to 1 pound per week when it comes to like losing body fat. But if you feel you can handle a larger calorie deficit, go for the larger calorie range, maybe 500 to 750 to even 1,000, depending on how much body fat you're carrying. The more fat you're carrying, you can afford to get away with cutting back more calories. So understand that. But if you feel you're someone who just can't handle calorie deficits, you get really hungry easy, go for the smaller calorie deficit option it gives you. Okay, cool. So that's really important, guys. Make a note of that so you can actually know exactly what calories you should be trying to aim for. I've even got a video on the channel. I'll see if I can put it in the description box so you can check it out and essentially see me explaining it in more detail. I'm actually going to put this guide inside the description box as well, if I remember to, and then you can download and have access to every single thing that I've created in a bit of a PDF file, walking you through the exact strategies I'm going to be taking. But yeah, you can click here in the guide. You'll be able to click here and it'll take you straight to the video, but the video is on my channel as well. Okay, next is time management. A lot of people, when it comes to transforming, make it something that like takes up so much of their time and then becomes a burden, when in reality it doesn't actually require that much time to achieve a transformation. I'm going to walk through some of the things you need to do to make your life easier when you're trying to transform. So number one is going to be meal prepping. If you're not meal prepping, you're just eating random meals without knowing where your next meal is, of course it's going to seem like it's going to take so much of your time because you're not having a structured plan, you're not structuring nutrition, you're guessing. So instead of knowing what meal you have in advance, you're just guessing. So essentially, plan your meals, have a bunch of meals you know you're going to eat and just meal prep them. It's only going to take you maybe an hour or so. A meal prep 3-4 meals. If you know you get bored of the same meal, prep a couple of different options. Maybe have one meal of chicken and rice and some veg, and maybe have some sweet potato and chicken or fish, whatever it is. and make a bunch of those meals. So then you have 6 meals with different options you can have. Then if you get bored again, maybe in the week, you'll meal prep again. But always plan in advance, guys. Like I always do this. So even if it's a case of I haven't necessarily meal prepped, I'll go into MyFitnessPal, literally look at my day and then plan what I want to eat. So I'll wake up in the morning before I go to bed and plan tomorrow I'm having X, Y, and Z for breakfast, X, Y, and Z for lunch, and so on for my snacks. So I know exactly in my head. So I'm always prepared and I'm not guessing what my next meal is going to be when I'm hungry, then I just end up binge eating. That takes away so much time. If you just plan, if you have options in case life gets too busy, you're okay. You can even have ready meals. Some people say they aren't the greatest, but if you're doing this in moderation, it's of course fine. And then have them in the fridge just ready for when you get home late at night. You don't have to worry about what you're going to eat next. Okay, so when it comes to trying to get in shape, there's a couple of things we want to avoid when working on a busy schedule. I'm just going to quickly go through some of these. You can pause and read for yourself. So you never want to go 0 to 100 when it comes to trying to make a change. If you try and change everything all at once, what happens? You just overwhelm yourself. You're going to crash and burn, and you're probably not going to stick to it. That's why I say be careful with how many calories you're going to be setting yourself. Because if you set too large of a calorie deficit, you're not going to be able to stick to it. Next thing is think long term. That's what I mean as in sustainability, because if you're following a diet that's going to be restricting yourself of sweets, chocolate, crisps, takeaways, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to stick to it. So it needs to be some kind of balance, which we'll be going into later with the anti-diet method. But essentially you want to make sure the method you're following is something you can sustain. If the method you're following in 6 months time you know you can't sustain it when you achieve the results you're following, what's the point of even doing it in the first place? You're just going to end up gaining the weight back. We're going to skip that. You can read and pause it. Okay, next we're going to go into the anti-diet method. This is really, really great. Okay, so the method I use very much is focus on lifestyle changes. It's a lifestyle diet, right? We don't want to feel like we're on a diet, because if we feel like we're on a diet, what happens is the diet ends and then essentially you go back to your old habits and then you just undo all the hard work and then you gain the weight back, and then you're doing this, you're yo-yoing all the time, right? And then a vicious circle. So we want to essentially break that cycle of yo-yoing. So a couple of questions you want to ask yourself is, one, I'm doing something I can sustain after hitting my goal. If you know you can't sustain it, for example, something like keto, no sugar, just a pure clean eating diet, maybe you shouldn't be doing it. Is what I'm doing going to allow me to be able to eat my favorite foods? If you can't eat your favorite foods in it, maybe you shouldn't be doing it, because when you have your favorite food, you're just going to binge. And that's what we want to avoid. We want to avoid binge eating. So the method I like to follow is very much focus on the 80-20 rule. So 80% of my diet is going to be focused on eating nice whole foods, which are going to be focused on like quality in terms of like the calorie content we're going to be consuming. So not so much processed foods, whole foods that we want to be eating, because if you're eating just processed foods, it's not going to satiate you and they're going to be very high in calories. And then 20% luxury is going to be those things that you crave, so like your sweets, your chocolates, but we're going to be doing it in a balanced way. We want to avoid things, this is really, really massive, guys. We want to avoid things such as juicing diets, Herbalife, zero carbs, or any other fads, injections, any of those kind of diets that essentially cause you to eliminate the foods you love or cause you to over restrict yourself, because like I mentioned before at the start, you're going to yo-yo diet because you lose the weight really quick, then you gain it back. Like I said, I'm going to leave this in the description box. You can check out the guide for yourself. Essentially, I have a resource here which is going to take you through how to approach intermittent fasting, what foods you can actually eat, what eating windows you should be following. Intermittent fasting is a really great strategy you can use to help you to stick to your calorie deficit and still see really amazing results, because it's not really a diet, it's just an eating pattern which focuses on having a specific window. You're going to be eating a certain amount of calories and you're going to be fasting in. I'm going to quickly click on it to share with you. So let's click on this and then it should take you to, yes, I have a guide then. So if you're a guy or you're a lady, you can use this guide. It's really, really useful, and it has a bunch of different stuff in terms of eating windows and so on that you can follow when you're trying to lose body fat. Like I said, I'm going to leave this in the description box and you can check it out for yourself and use the guide, because I have a video on it as well, and you can check the video out. Oh my dad, look at my face here when I was dieting here. This is dieting face right here. Look at my round here. But yeah, check this out in the description box and you can literally use the exact strategy that I use when it comes to intermittent fasting to help me to be able to lose like is 45 pounds, but I put 40, but I was 45 pounds following this strategy. Also about eating on the go, this is another really useful one. You can just check that out instead of me going over that. Same again, you can just click on the video, take it to a video on my channel, and you can check it out, and I'll kind of walk you through this video how to eat on the go with a busy schedule and some of the strategies I use when it comes to eating on the go. But yeah, hopefully this video has been really useful. Check out the link in the description box. I'm going to leave the PDF file telling you exactly what you need to be doing in terms of well, sharing this with you so you can follow it and hopefully allow you to be able to see some crazy success on your weight loss journey. I look forward to chatting to you guys very soon. In the next video, we'll be sharing a little bit more about the approach I'm going to be taking to allow me to lose the 16 kilos in 16 weeks. Nice one, guys. Like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out the link in the description box. Come and leave it so you can download this and be able to access all the resources that I'm going to be providing you, that I'm literally going to be using myself to help me achieve that transformation I share with you guys at the start. Nice one.